Good morning and welcome to Master Trader, where you can learn to use simple market and stock analysis to make money investing and trading. I'm Greg Capper. Today we're going to talk about volatility and the increase in it that we saw on Friday. That volatility was based on news where the markets had dropped dramatically and then came right back again. Now, what we see is a big bottoming tail, and bottoming tails ideally come after a little drop into support rather than after an advance and then seeing this. Now, it did come on news, so we have to discount it a bit. One of the ways I teach students to look at a situation like this is in a couple of ways. First of all, we do realize that there was an increase in volatility. And most times after an increase in volatility, there's a decrease in volatility. And it depends on how that happens. Ideally, it's by prices going sideways and consolidating a bit, and then prices go in the direction of the prevailing trend. In this case, it's up. It also can pull back and chop around, pulling back to near the low of the bottoming tail. And one of the other things it can do is just take out the high as if it never happened and explode higher. And that could be what we're in for here, because looking at the intraday 24-hour chart, you can see here's the bottoming tail bar as prices dipped down and came back up again. And currently right now, prices are trading above these highs and going sideways here. So what we need to take note of and watch here at the open is, do prices hold this area that they're creating here pre-market and then continue to go higher? And of course, we'll just go with that. But because of the fact that prices already did move up a bit and we got this volatility, we have to be cautious a bit here, and we have our lines in the sand to see which way prices might go. But as I said, when we have an increase in volatility, a lot of times there's a decrease in volatility. So the point is, we may not get the kind of price action like we have right here, like we saw recently. And one of the things of the many that traders and investors need to keep in mind is that, and you've heard the expression, the past does not equal the future. So when you experience a nice move like this, and it's nice if you participated in it, if you're short, of course, this is a painful experience. But when we do experience a move like this and have profited from it, of course, we want to see the same thing happen again, because that equals making more money. It doesn't have to happen that way. So keep that in mind, that what happened recently doesn't have to happen right now again. Take into consideration what actually happened and what the probabilities are based on historical norms. All right, so that being said, let's just take a look at the other markets, and you'll see primarily the same thing. Well, here's even a more accentuated type of bottoming tail in the S&P spiders. It's dipped down earlier this morning and came back up again. Might be what they call a bad tick, or an erroneous type of price action there. The NASDAQ 100, there was a big bottoming tail that actually tested major support and then came back. And there are some NASDAQ stocks that are up here a bit. Apple's up pre-market. Intel's up a little bit. Facebook is up a little over $1. Microsoft. So overall, a positive open here. Amazon's up about 8. Google's up about 6. Bob is up about 2.5. So a lot of stocks moving up here. And as we come into the end of the year, most times we do get that what's called Santa Claus rally. The transports has just had a huge run and came back from the 200-day moving average as it tested that. Another positive for the market. So a lot of good things happening, but one of the things to keep in mind, as we always do, keep checks on, let me just get the chart that we reviewed with subscribers, is the fact that traders are getting a little too excited here. And they're starting to bet too heavy with call options that the market's going to continue to go up. And that'll often put a cap on things. However, breadth is not at an extreme yet. So we do not have a sell signal. Both of these have to move to an extreme to get a sell signal, and that hasn't happened as of yet. So we'll see When and if that happens, we'll be alerting subscribers. Subscribe to the channel and continue to get updates. Great trading, everyone.